Hello everybody, Martin here doing another vintage video playing Doomsday. So I've made a couple of changes compared to when I last played the deck, mainly inspired by a friend of mine who played the deck really to a pretty great finish at the Power 9 Challenge last time that was around. Basically what we've done is we've filled up the Dark Ritual slots from 1 to 4 and added Necropotence to the main deck because that just seems to go really well with the Doomsday, like wanting Dark Rituals. We have cut the Merchant Scroll and cut the Time Walk. We've also cut Misdirection, we've cut a Flusterstorm, and we've cut a Mental Misstep. Now, my friend did not want to play Fastbond in the main and might not be, strictly speaking, like the optimal thing to be doing, but I still really like it as a sort of, oops, I win. Just the power level of the card in combination with the Gush is really high. Also made some changes to the sideboard. That this is all my friend who did this. Added the basic lands, loaded up on 4 Hercules just to be able to beat Chops. And I got an opponent waiting for me, so let's give it a go here. And we've won the die roll. We want to be on the play. Sadly, we cannot keep this. It's a pretty sweet hand. Oh man, if only we had a land. We'd be able to go turn 1 Necropotence. So mulligan. Yeah, I suppose we keep this. We're a little bit dense on business, but we have a land, we have probe. If we're able to get to Lotus or Dark Ritual, things start to look pretty sweet. We get the Scry, so probe is like pretty sweet to have there as well. And I don't really think a random 5-card hand is, like, on average going to be better than this. So I am really hoping that they will get to a point where we will have vintage leagues. That might be an obvious thing to say because we wouldn't want that choice, but I'm not sure that the player base is there right now. I suppose it isn't, or they would probably have done it, but I hope that it grows because having leagues is just like infinitely more enjoyable than having to only play like the 2-man queues or the dailies. Alright, so our opponent keeps their 7. Do we want Mental Misstep? That's what the Scry is giving us. So we get to probe, but if that gets misstep, then we don't get to get this misstep for their turn 1 play. All in all, I think we're in the business of, like, we want to get to lands or rituals, I guess. So I'm going to bottom this. I'm also going to play the land before I probe. Because it's almost free since it's a fetch land. We're not committing to, like, if it was a trop or an Underground Seer or whatever. And secondly, I don't want to seem as though I don't have any lands because I kind of want this probe to resolve. If I didn't play land first, they might think I didn't have a land and be tempted to misstep it. Holy moly, therapy and probe. That is not good for us. Good thing we have like 4 different power, like, business cards, but this is bad because even if we were to draw into Lotus or Dark Ritual, we can't go through the Force of Will, and they'll definitely get to therapy as next turn with a probe. So they have dig, they have probe, they have therapy, mana crypt, tundra, C. All right. Oh, wow, what an awkward hand. I wonder what you take if you're them with this probe therapy. Probably the Necropotence or the Yogg-Will, I would imagine. So we can have 6 here. They're playing out their crypt. Oh, they found a mentor. Oh, that's brutal. So I'll get to double therapy as next turn. Drawing the force was not the worst. So let's just yield to the mana crypt. They win the dice roll. With a coin toss, I guess. So I think we let therapy resolve here. Because they might name the least, like the card they least want out of 2. Just because, okay, so they named Gush wisely, I guess, in case we drew into the force. So their hand is force, dig, and 2 cards we don't know. They don't flashback therapy. That's interesting. We just have to pass it back. So I really hope that they flashback therapy and name like one of the black cards in our hand. And that we then draw like Dark Ritual. Yeah, okay, so I mean, I think we're just going to concede now. They can take like almost all cards in our hand. Drawn Flusterstorm. Okay, so that's not so great. So I think we want probably an extra duress here. Maybe in lieu of the Mystical Tutor. I doubt we want any Chain of Vapor effects. Just because, like, I don't know what permanent hate they could be boarding in against us that wouldn't also be crippling to themselves, like Arcane Lab or Aether Sworn Canonist don't really synergize well with the Mentor. Yeah, I'm just going to try it like this. Mind you, when I am talking over these things, I'm not like, I'm still learning the ropes of Vintage, so I could be way off. Okay, this seems like a pretty decent hand. So I suppose we probe and then we preordain. And if they misstep the probe, that's fine. So they mulliganed to 6 and bottomed their scry. So they have misstep. Yeah, we accept that. Let's preordain. Hope they don't have the second misstep. I don't hate taking misstep here, actually. We bottom the jet. If they probe us, do I misstep? I guess not. Wow, this feels like a pretty scary matchup because of the therapies. Lotus, do we force this? So why wouldn't we force it? Well, no, why would we force it? We would force it if they have like a play that requires them to therapy first, but Lotus is their only black mana. So like, let's say they have like a Mox Pearl and Mentor and therapy, then us forcing the Lotus is a huge play. But I think I let it resolve. We have the misstep, so if they go like blue mana Ancestral, we can misstep that. Okay, they have them. They have the canonist. I suppose we have to force that. Hope they don't have force back. If they do, I think this is like just game, right? I don't have way to remove canonist. Wow. It's a pretty flat feeling. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, so I guess like realistically, there's a world where we can cast Doomsday and then just like cast once for a turn until we win, but that seems fairly unlikely. What they pitch? They pitch dig. Also, now they just have to like have a counter spell ever. Then whatever we cast, we can counter back. Well, we drew the Doomsday, and we are like a black mana source away from casting it, so we're gonna try for that. I don't think there is much of, I mean, I should have missed that, right? Ah, too late. Thing is also, we're getting under a lot of pressure, life total wise, if we decide to Doomsday. And Magic Online seems to be lagging out. So I might get disconnected, which would be a little bit annoying. Yeah, I might need to restart this. Wow, I feel like conceding just because I don't want to waste the time, and I'm so likely just dead anyways. So let's see how would this work. I fetch twice, go to 9, Doomsday go to 4, take 2, go to 2, get the turn, have to win. Yeah, nah, it's all over. Well, note to self, board in Chain of Vapor. So that was quite quick and brutal for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and jump into one more queue, but thanks for watching, and I hope you like what you saw, and I'll see you back for some more vintage action.